What's going on, Stim Junkies? Hi, Stim Ace here, and I'm on my way to work right now, so I'm going to be driving, and I got this camera kind of pointed in a bit of an awkward direction, but this is something that I have to talk about, and I wasn't planning on making a video about this. If I'm being honest, it's really not something I really want to talk about. I try to keep this channel positive and fun and engaging for all you Stim Junkies. But this is a topic that I got to bring up. I got to discuss this because this is a very serious topic, and especially a lot of people today, especially a lot of younger teenagers, are looking for shortcuts when it comes to building muscle, losing fat, and I need to create this content. As somebody who's a little bit older, I'm 33 years old. I've been on this fitness journey for about 6.5, 7 years now. I got to talk about this topic. So as you guys know, I did a Black Friday haul video a couple of weeks ago, about a little under a month ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago or something. I did this Black Friday haul, and in that video, as you guys saw, I picked up a couple of Prohormones from High Tech Pharma. Now, I've never dabbled with Prohormones. I'm a lifelong natural. I've never touched SARMs. I've never touched any PEDs, none of that crap. I think that stuff is a hindrance, and I think that in the long run, it's not worth it. You're seeing all these bodybuilders dying at the age of 38, 40, 45 from heart attacks. You know, these are guys that are in tip-top shape, and they're dying of heart attacks. It's crazy to think about. And in hindsight, it's crazy that I even thought about trying out this pro-hormone thing, because this is something that I clearly did not research enough. I thought I did. I spent about 3 weeks watching videos. I watched a lot of live streams. There's a group of guys that do these live streams from bestpricenutrition.com. You have Jeff, you have Edward, and there's one more guy, I forgot his name. Very nice, chill, down-to-earth guys, very enjoyable streams. And they talk about Prohormones if you're looking to bulk, cut, whatever. If I'm being honest, though, I feel like those guys are a little bit disingenuous, and despite the fact that they have very charming personalities, they are trying to push a product on the consumer. And, you know, it adds up to a lot of money. You get the Prohormones, usually a cycle runs for 8 weeks. And you also have to pick up liver support. You got to pick up the PCT. You got to get some natural test boosters to go with it. And you're looking at a couple hundreds of dollars for a cycle. Now, in my fitness journey, if you guys know a little bit of history about me, if you go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, back when it was Isaac's Health and Fitness, it was just a small-time fitness channel. I was posting workouts, motivational content, whatever. Now, at the time, I spoke about my history and how this entire fitness journey started for me. In case you guys don't know, for most of my life, pretty much from early childhood until the age of 27, I was overweight, and not just overweight, I was classified as morbidly obese. At my peak, I weighed 385 pounds. For reference, I'm 6'4", so I am tall, but at the same time, 385 pounds is a lot of weight to be carrying around. And I had a lot of issues. I had, difficulty going up steps. I had very low energy, depression, lethargy, all that fun stuff that comes with being obese. And it wasn't until the age of 27 where my doctor wanted to put me on blood pressure medication that I had a wake-up call, and I said, listen, I'm 27. I'm not going on no blood pressure medication. That's crazy. I'm going to lose the weight, and I'm going to do it the natural, healthy way. And I did. I started training, started doing my cardio, and little by little, I started incorporating things like resistance training and stuff like that. And I got to a place where I dropped 120 pounds. The lowest I weighed in my adult life in the last, 5 years, I would say, was 260. I've since then put on a couple of pounds. I'm at about 275 right now. But most of that is muscle because I do train intensively in the gym 5-6 days a week. So I'm at about 32% body fat, still a long way from my goal. And obviously I do have a certain vision for myself. I do want to get to the point where I have abs, and it's going to take a lot of work. Once you lose a lot of weight and you're down to that last 10-15% body fat, your body's going to fight you. And you really have to go out of your way to manipulate your body in a way where you can make progress if you're natural. Now, if I was injecting myself with TRT or, taking other steroids or SARMs, obviously it would be a shortcut to get to my body's goals. But then again, what about the long-term ramifications? To me, it's not worth it. So I found a little bit of a loophole. I found this thing called Prohormones, where essentially it would mimic anabolics, but with supposedly a lot less side effects. And I'm saying that now because in hindsight, it really messed me up. And I have to put this video out there for all the young kids that are watching, that are thinking about doing Prohormones. They think it's a safer alternative. I'm here to tell you that it's not, okay? I took these Prohormones as instructed. Like I said, I watched a lot of videos on the topic, and I did my research on Reddit, on Discord. I went on and spoke to a bunch of people, and I thought I had it all figured out. I really did. I had a plan in mind, PCT, the whole shebang. And the theory, the idea behind it was for me to kind of kickstart my metabolism a little bit, help me shred up a little bit, those little extra pounds of fat that I got here and there. And I thought that, you know what? It's a somewhat natural approach. I don't know if you can necessarily call it natty. Maybe it's not. I don't know. There's a debate about that. But it's not SARMs. It's not steroids. So I thought this is going to be a safer alternative. Now, I took it for about 2.5 weeks as instructed, followed the instructions on the label, and things were okay for the most part. I didn't really have a lot of issues till about the 2.5 week mark. Once I got to 2.5 weeks, I started noticing that my energy was in the tank and my libido was also shot. And when I say shot, I mean shot. Like I had no desire whatsoever, if you catch my drift, which for me is not normal because I'm usually a very high energy guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it came to the point where, yeah, my workouts were great. I had a lot of energy in the gym, especially if I'm taking pre-workouts and stuff, and things were great, but my libido was shot. I had no mood and no motivation for that kind of stuff, no excitement, none of that stuff. And to me, that's not normal. I've always been in the medium range of testosterone. I've never been like crazy high test, but I've always been in like the middle range. You know, I never had any issues. So I got my blood work done just a couple of days ago, and I'm not going to share the exact numbers with you. That's between me and my doctor. It's personal stuff. But when I tell you it's way, way lower than what I expected, I'm still in shock and disbelief. So obviously I'm handling the situation right now. I'm getting a hang of things, and you know, things are starting to come back to normal. I'm taking some herbal supplements, and thank God, I think things are starting to pick up back to normal. I'm not having issues like I did those couple of times. But when I tell you guys it isn't worth it to take shortcuts, listen to what Stim Ace has to say. Stick to the pre-workouts, stick to your vitamins, to your natural test boosters. You know, you have a lot of natural ingredients in this day and age. Maca root, tongarali, ashwagandha. These increase your natural test production. But don't rely on Prohormones, and don't go the route of SARMs and steroids. That stuff is not worth it. You will regret it in the long run. I hope you guys take what I said to heart and stay natural, because in the end of the day, whatever gains you make naturally, you're actually going to keep. So yeah, it's going to take you longer. You're not going to look as great as those teenagers in the gym that are blasting SARMs and all that other crap, but you're going to be healthier and happier for it with no side effects. Stim Ace, out.